Welcome into another special episode of New Track Record Podcast. Caleb Hatch with you. Joining us now on the guest line, it is the driver, the number 5 Arrow McLaren Chevy, starting in the middle of row number 2 in Sunday's 107th running of the Indianapolis 500. Pato O'Ward. Pato, thanks for coming on.
Hey, guys. Thank you for having me. Ready for a big race?
Pato, so come Sunday, we look back at a qualifying weekend. Obviously, your team very, very quick. Felix starting in the front row. You're in the middle. Tony Kanaan also up there. Alexander Rossi, your other teammate, all up in the top 12. The power that Chevy had this year for qualifying, does that give you a lot of confidence for race day on the engine package that they put together this year?
I mean, for sure, there's been massive strides forward in both qualifying pace, and I think our race cars will be stronger than last year. So that's awesome to see. Awesome to see all 4 cars up there, not just one of us. And I think we're all in really, really prime positions to really capitalize on next Sunday.
One thing that's going to be fascinating, you're starting on the same row as Scott Dixon after your tussle in Long Beach. What was your reaction when you realized that would be happening?
It's just another race. We've been starting beside each other multiple races now, not just this one. So I don't see it working out any different. We're all going to try and win it
with this team. And last year you finished second in the Indy 500. We'll get more on that in a bit. But it seems like this team has made an obvious jump up, whether it's just the addition of Tony Kanaan, whether it's on the engineering side, technical side. What's been the difference even from last year to this year with the progress this team has made?
I mean, there's like 50% more personnel total in all types of department. And performance, marketing, leadership, and so team's growing. Lots of very smart people that analyze every single run, every single lap that all 4 cars do. So I mean, it's a testament to the work that's been done in the off season. And it just keeps on going, never stops.
What has the addition of Tony Kanaan meant for this team? Not just on track, obviously a very accomplished driver, especially the Indianapolis 500, but also off the track. I mean, he got Alexander Rossi to hug him. I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're great additions to the team, and we've all really enjoyed working together.
Let's get back to last year's Indy 500. White flag lap. You were in second place. You're even going with Marcus Ericsson into turn number 1. What was going through your head in that moment?
Well, I wasn't far enough ahead. So yeah, it was either go to the wall or swallow your ego and accept the second place and have another shot at it this year.
Was that like an easy decision to make in the moment?
It's just logical. I'm well aware of where the grip is, and it's just, it was a black and white decision for me.
You've come so close to getting a win this year, a couple of second place finishes on the season. With this team and with the resources you mentioned they have, how much are you locked into getting that championship and getting the Indy 500 this year for Arrow McLaren?
We're locked in, man. We're flowing. It's a long championship ahead. We're almost at the halfway point, but the big cookie is what's next. So that's where our focus is right now.
So with your team, you obviously have good camaraderie with Felix Rosenqvist, who was your teammate last year as well. For a couple years now. You add Alexander Rossi, obviously Tony Kanaan just for the Indy 500. But what's the addition of Rossi kind of meant for you in the program?
Another car, a lot more laps to analyze, a lot more things to try, and just, another input on, he knows what it feels like to have a very competitive race car. He comes from another team that was very competitive, so there's a lot of things that he can kind of bring to the table and say, well, this is better, this is not, and where we need to gain. Yeah.
Your best starting position, how important is that for you to get a good starting spot?
It just makes your life a lot easier when your car feels so much different if you're behind 3 cars than if you're behind 15 cars, and So we're in a great position to just have a great race, and it's 200 laps. I mean, the thing is 3 hours long usually, so you can be starting in the back, and you can make your way to the front. But when you start at the front, you definitely have a bit more of a window, I guess, to kind of be aggressive or not on certain strategies, and just get creative.
How easy do you think it will be to drive through the field this year? Whether it's traffic, getting stuck in traffic, or even when you're a leader and able to pull away, do you think it'll be a challenge like it was last year, or do you think it'll be a little bit easier this year with the new aero pieces?
No, the new aero pieces don't do anything, so it'll be just like last year.
Away from the track, you like to do a lot of different things, including eating sushi. Now, if I understand correctly, you're eating sushi like before a qualifying session or practice session the other day?
No, because I love sushi. I haven't had some recently. Well, I did a couple days ago, actually, from a different place, though, because I got, a couple days before Barber, I got poisoned by sushi, so I've been laying off of it.
That's probably smart. I wondered if you had ever had a run-in, so there we go with that. What's kind of your favorite activity to do as far as when you want to relax?
I like to play pickleball with my mates. I like to get my gym sessions in just because I like to start my mornings that way. And I just like to spend time with my family. That's how I recharge and have a nice meal or cook something at home. I like to cook. You mentioned pickleball.
So I talked with Benjamin Peterson the other day earlier this week, and he and Kirkwood apparently won the IndyCar pickleball tournament. Who is the best pickleball player among the drivers in the series?
I don't know. I don't think I'm on the bad side of it. I'm for sure on the good side of the list, but I don't know. We didn't go to that tournament. I had a dinner last night. I couldn't make it, but got to challenge those boys.
Absolutely. Do you see their outfits that Kirkwood and Peterson had? It was like neon yellow and orange.
Yeah, it looked like professionals.
That's right. You've had some unique opportunities, obviously driving for the McLaren team, whether it's getting some F1 tests, getting some McLaren road cars. What's the coolest McLaren car, F1 and road car, that you've been able to drive so far?
Well, obviously it doesn't get cooler than a Formula One car, but my favorite McLaren outside of a race car is it's my 720.
And I understand this year, so you had a bet with your team owner, Zak Brown, in previous years, win a race, you get an F1 test, check that off. Now win the Indy 500 and you get a new watch?
Yeah, I've actually got a bet going with both Zak and Tony. They both, it's a watch bet with both of them. I mean, I've never personally purchased a watch. Every watch I own, I have won, and I don't know. I think it's a really cool piece for me to kind of like, remember a moment or kind of like remember a milestone. I kind of feel that way with my McLaren. With my first kind of big contract with McLaren, it resembles like how much work I've put into this, and I've made a bet. I've made a watch bet with both of them.
So, which watch is the one you want more?
Both of them, because they're both Richard Milles.
Oh, there you go. So you get a double dose of Richard Mille watches, which, for those who don't know, a very high end watch. This is the best of the best as far as timepieces are concerned. Pato O'Ward joining us. Before we let you go, you become a fan favorite in this series. What makes IndyCar so unique with the fans and the drivers and the fans feeling that connection?
And no one gets more access than an IndyCar fan. So I think that's a pretty special privilege that they get. And it's obviously the most competitive series in the world. So it's awesome to be a part of it, and definitely feels like home.
if you win the race on Sunday? What do you think is going to be the first thing to go through your mind?
Drinking that milk, man, and just celebrating a very memorable time with my team and my family. A lot of my family is coming.
Pato, thanks so much for the time, and good luck on Sunday in the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Pato O'Ward. If you like what you heard, we'd love for you to join us at newtrackrecordpodcast.com. While you're there, you can sign up for the email list. You'll never miss an episode or any special announcements. It is free to sign up for. You can also check out the store. We have t-shirts and stickers for sale there. On social media, our Twitter and Instagram handles are simple. IndyCar Podcast. On Facebook, just search for New Track Record. And you can also email us, newtrackrecordpodcast@gmail.com. You can support us via Patreon, patreon.com/newtrackrecord. Thanks to Xavier, Rob, Stitch, and others for their support. And you can support us too. It starts at just $1 per month to be a supporter. And as always, you can listen in for free on your favorite podcasting platform, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Amazon, whatever podcast platform you prefer. You can find us on there and listen in for free. This wraps up another special edition of New Track Record Podcast ahead of the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500.
Podcasts by Federated Media.